This is wow. Aha. Everybody make some noise. Yeah. Ha, ha. Everybody. Ha, ha. Yeah. Tak terasa yo sada jabs dapat gua live with 100 bands. Korang stuck in your cheddar itu sebab career korang came and went. Bila gua senyap, dorang fikir flap. Dia benar cabin and tak kena lap. I'm really outside tapi dorang hit dalam. Aku bukan budak blok, budak jahat, budak baik. I've been moving on my own, ku tak payah jaga tepi kain. Dorang tanya bila job, Brody bila job. I don't pay attention to them, biar dorang talk. Gucci shirt, dia nak beli Gucci shirt. Gua nak in a piece tapi dorang cuma nak dunia. Goof alert, bahaya is goof alert. Ala player but got no clue how the Gucci hit a pose. Wow, buat apa ada drip when you got no style. Make them go out with the full style. Bila gua step out, they go out. Wow, minta baby sayang hit a pose. Wow, buat apa ada drip when you got no style. Make them go out with the full style. Bila gua step out, they go wow, wow, wow. Step, 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 step. Korang tak payah nak step, 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 step. Nak they all ikut mah step, 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 step. Tak sebut lah budak korang semua busuk lah. Rapper favorite lu tak je, I feel like a duck. Dia masuk circle nak vet dulu. We don't want no bad jujus. Dorang semua jerit murder bila masuk pintu. Dorang killer vibe lah silly. Dorang glorify tapi korang on this Spotify superstars, internet gangsters. Dalam lagu aja korang nak danger. You know that artist, you an artist. Korang entertainers don't involve me, 5 minit your lagu dah dusty, Dengar lagu korang aku next please, Gua tetap tepuk cause you won't be there for long. Bila jumpa depan muka, sumpah aku backwards of salam. Hit a pose. Wow, buat apa ada drip when you got no style. Make them go out with the full style. Bila gua step out, they go out. Wow, minta baby sayang hit a pose. Wow, buat apa ada drip when you got no style. Make them go out with the full style. Bila gua step out, they go wow, wow, wow. Everybody say wow, 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 wow. Make some noise for yourselves. I want to try something new for this song. It's a fully Malay love song from my upcoming album, and I've always wanted to hear the crowd sing the chorus with me. So I want to try to teach you how to sing it, and then when we get to it, then maybe we try to sing it together. So it goes like, Ku harap kau selamat, ku harap kau selamat. Go. Ku harap kau. Oh, that's beautiful. One more time. Ku harap kau. Oh my God. Okay, they're ready. You all remember that, huh? Okay, let's go. Habis cerita kita dulu, ku ingat you're the one. Tapi Tuhan saja yang tahu apa diuruskan. Dan bila kau pergi jauh dari diri, kan ku simpan rahsiamu dulu, tetap ku janji. Sudah berapa kali kita nak berulang lagi. Cinta kita bukan untuk dunia ini. Ku harap kau selamat, ku harap kau sayang, ku harap kau, ku harap kau. Mungkin satu hari nanti aku akan terkata How you been? Sudah lama kita tidak berjumpa. Dengar cerita kau dah berjaya, cita-citamu dari remaja. Sekarang dewasa kau pun sudah berkeluarga. Oh sudah berapa kali kita nak berulang lagi. Cinta kita bukan untuk dunia ini. Ku harap kau, yeah. Ku harap kau, sayang. Ku harap kau, ku harap kau. Now let's try the outro. It goes like Selamat, 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 sayang. Go! Hey! Thank you everybody, my name is Abangsapau. Thank you for making space for me. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Hi, you're with us in Music Lab. I'm Eddino Abdul Hadi. I'm here at the Esplanade NX studio for the 5th ST Podcast's live session, celebrating 180 years of the Straits Times. And I've got Abangsapau here with me. One more round of applause. All right, for those of you who don't know, Abangsapau is a Singaporean rapper, songwriter, and above all, a masterful lyricist and one of the brightest young talents in our homegrown hip-hop scene. Now, he made his debut in 2019, right?
Yeah.
And he's signed to Def Jam Southeast Asia, which is the regional wing of the legendary American hip-hop music label.
Yeah.
And he has performed at major events. Some of you might have seen him at this year's National Day Parade performing with legends like Ramli Sarip. Now, Abangsapau's journey has been anything but ordinary. And this year, he's preparing to release his debut album.
10th October.
10 October.
Yeah. Stay tuned for that.
Right?
Yeah.
And that album promises to show us like new sides of who he is as an artist and as a person. Hi, Abangsapau, and welcome to Music Lab.
Wow. Hello, Eddino.
So, first of all, can you tell us, what is life like as a rapper in Singapore,
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I still remember the day I told my mom I wanted to do this rapping thing. You all just imagine like you all go to your parents and tell them you want to be a rapper. However you think they react is exactly how my mom reacted it's not like in other countries because Singapore is Singapore. I still go down to buy my prata. I still walk to NTUC. It's not like a glorified, like crazy, lavish life. It's the creative industry. What more being a fat brown rapper with a sarong who raps in Singapore? It's a big risk, and that is not something that everyone I think even knows exists here. So yeah, it's been pretty interesting.
Okay, let's go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Your name, Abangsapau, what does it mean?
It means macho man. So
yeah, what's the story behind the macho man story?
When I was in secondary school, I was always the fat guy. So instead of calling me Abang Gemuk, they called me Abangsapau. So it stuck. And when social media came about when I was in secondary school, that became my social media username first. So when I decided to make music, I was like, okay I'll just use my social media username.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, understand that you were studying to be a social worker.
Yeah.
So how did you end up making music instead? At which point in your life you thought that okay, you wanted to take music seriously and you want to do it as a full-time career.
Okay, okay. So my first exposure to music happened while I was in ITE actually. I was studying community care and social services. It was a night tech course. So it was during that time that my friend, I was rapping just now, I was saying like my best friend Azri. So he was one who was like, hey bro, after class you want to just freestyle or not? Just rap for fun. So I just kind of did that, after class IT, and then we both managed to graduate with perfect GPAs, and we got into straight from NITEC to Poly, and we both went into the same course, social work in Nanyang Poly. So I ended up becoming the president of that course,
Wow.
and he was my vice president of that course in Nanyang Poly, and we continued just rapping, and then it came to a point where in 2019 we was like, okay, let's post it online for fun. So I started by taking the big risk of posting my freestyles on my private account of like 16 followers. Yeah.
Which social media platform is this? Or is it like
Instagram.
Instagram? Okay.
Yeah, it's like a private account for only your close friends, right? And then it came to the point where everyone was like, bro, just post on your public, which had a grand total of 200 followers.
That's quite a big jump. That's quite a big jump. Yeah.
So yeah, I started posting on my main account, and then I guess it just started. One of them started gaining traction, and then people from the rap scene who I didn't even know of, were like, hey, Abangsapau, really like this one. Do you want to collaborate? Do you want to perform at this show, that show? So I started meeting people from there, and then slowly like this love for social work that my mom was really happy about because I was a scholar and everything. President of my bro, like my mother was super proud, man. Life was set, and then boom, rap. So I really, really fell into that, and I don't know, things just kind of happen. Even up to this day, I'm still kind of winging it, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, I've also been curious. What does it take to become a rapper? Obviously you can't take a course. You can't go to school and to learn to be about rapper. Yeah. I heard you were very good in debate as a debater in school.
I was. It was pretty interesting because so when I was in secondary school, I was a terrible student. In fact, there was one time I still remember Mr. Fong. If you listen to this on whatever platform, I'm so sorry. He was my chemistry teacher in secondary 2. And Mr. Fong. And I had a very bad reputation of like snapping back at my teachers. But I wasn't like rude. I just like always got something to reply on. Don't know how to let them have the last say. So I was always like, and then there was one time like I guess I was answering back so much. He got so angry and upset, he fainted.
Oh dear! In class?
No, outside class. He told me to stay back after class. And then we were like walking along the corridor, and he just kind of fainted. And I ran away to the school library and I hid there. And I just went to the general office. I was like, oh, there's a teacher that fainted upstairs. And I went to the library.
You didn't tell her it was because of you.
No. Yeah, I was hiding, and then it was pretty interesting. And then my form teacher at the time was like, Shaz, at the time, like, like I don't know if they still have it now, but like, in your report books you say like what position you are in your class or your level. I was last in my level. Like last, I was like failing everything except English. And then my teacher was like, Shaz, you like to talk back so much. There's this public speaking competition. You join lah. I was like, don't want a teacher.
Public speaking
competition. And then I agreed to join. And then
who organized this?
It was like a school internal
inter-school thing. Okay.
Just within the school.
Oh, within the school.
So that's how it started. So then when I joined that, it was me against like all these like top students from the good classes, and I won the competition.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, okay, maybe got something here, And then after that, quite a lot of things happened. I like got bullied so bad to the point I had to transfer schools. And I became kind of like depressed in upper secondary school. So that's
sorry to hear that.
No worries. Like there was a lot of growth during that time. Also, that was when my parents divorced. My family became homeless for a while. So it was a lot of growth within that time, and I witnessed my mother have depression, and it was pretty interesting because when she fell through depression and was learning to become a single mom with 4 kids growing up, and we didn't have a home and all of these things. Debts, like loan sharks leaving hell notes in our letterbox and all this. Like my mom decided to enter the social work sector to help people, So she would then come back, wherever we were staying at the time, and would just like tell us about how we still have a lot to be grateful for, and this is that, and it kept me inspired. But it didn't help the fact that I was very affected in school. So I got suspension, I got caning, I was getting into fights and all of these things. But then at the tail end of secondary school, I decided I wanted to go to ITE and maybe try to become like my mom, because I saw her do like social work stuff. So I was like, yeah, maybe I want to be the figure that I never had growing up, So I went into that, and then when I went into ITE, that's when I fell in love with public speaking all over. I reconnected with that part of me, because then I joined the public speaking CCAs. I was emceeing with like ministers and doing dialogue sessions, and then I joined this national public speaking championships. So I became the first ITE student in the history of the 31 years of the competition
Nice.
to make it to the finals. Yeah, so that was crazy.
You won some
Thank
award,
you.
right? The Lee
Huh?
Kuan Yew award.
No, that one was the YMCA Plain English Speaking Award.
Right,
So it was just this
okay.
one ITE student. Everyone else was from like IP schools and everything. So it was quite crazy. And then then when I graduated with a perfect GPA. I was valedictorian, and Lee Kuan Yew model student award, gold medal, and all these things lah. And then that's when I got into poly. Got my director's list, whatever, for like GPA. But then after that, when music came into my life, that's when everything got hit by a bus. I was just like, woof.
And here you are.
Yeah, but like that's how to answer your question in a very long-winded way. That's how I became a rapper, because during that whole period of time, when I was going through all of that at 15 years old, to witness the amount of because also growing up, I went through a lot of abuse as well, like physical, substance abuse, all kinds of things. I saw like my father, do those things, and it was a lot to have in your head as a kid. And the first time I fell in love with hip hop, I was 16 years old. I mean, everyone had an Eminem phase growing up. That's not counted. So, but like but then when I was 16 years old, I listened to this J. Cole album, 2014 Forest Hills Drive, and all of my friends didn't listen to hip hop, so I just stumbled upon it, on my phone and listened to it, and he was really telling the story of his life, and in brutally, vulnerably, intimately, so beautifully put, so potently put, and it was just real. And that's when I realized what hip hop was about. It was just, you don't need to learn to be a rapper. Just tell your stories.
It's
and
your
just
life
try
story.
to make it rhyme, I guess. But that's hip hop. It's just being real, being who you are to 100%, and representing yourself or your community. Be it whether you want to do dance hip hop, club hip hop, real hip hop, whatever, is all still valid. As long as you're real and authentic to who you are. And then that was my first introduction to hip hop. And then I guess when I started freestyling with my friends later in the years, then I reconnected with who is me as a rapper identity. Because at that time I fell in love with hip hop as a listener. So then became the next stage of, okay, who am I as a rapper rather than a listener? Yeah.
All right. And I also understand that you come from a multicultural background. Your extended family members include people who are Malay,
Yeah.
Punjabi,
Yeah.
Arab, and Chinese. How does this mix of cultures play into your music?
I would love to say that they played an incredible, amazing role, but honestly, I wasn't very close to my Punjabi side growing up. I always yearned to be closer to that side of my family. So I think there was a time where I really tried, but I was raised in a family where we're quite Melayu. My mom is Malay. She's part Chinese. My father is full Punjabi. And then if you go back, it's a lot of rojak lah. As I'm sure most of us have. And but I was very influenced by my grandmother, who loves to cook. Very inspired by my grandfather, who loves to sing karaoke and had kidney failure. And I watched him have dialysis while singing karaoke every night.
Wow.
Like,
What kind of songs was he singing?
like all this sayang, all kinds of, bro, the classics. And then it was amazing, man. And then my mom, it's a small family, and I was known as the worst singer in the family. Everyone loved to
Wow.
sing. Yeah. And
Would love to see the rest of your
now I'm
family
like,
sing.
yeah, look at me, But yeah, man, that's who I'm inspired by. Is my very real, very Melayu but English speaking family that comes from a bunch of different backgrounds.
Okay. And how did wearing the sarong become part of your identity?
I also wish this one was a deeper story. So number one, I'm fat, right? and we're in Singapore. Sometimes you gotta let things breathe. Number two,
Practical.
when my grandfather passed away, um, this is what he would wear all the time, And so he had a whole collection that was just given to the family, lah, to us. So when I entered poly, there's no dress code. So I was like, okay, let me try not wearing pants. So
You wore the sarong to school.
I was around school. I wore it to the MRT. I wore it downstairs at the mama under the block, and then there was like the MP was doing his rounds, and then my mom was like, "You let the MP see you in a sarong," and it was like kind of crazy. And then when it was time to become a rapper, I was like, "Yo, I'm kind of liking this, bro," So it took a while to convince my mom as well. And then when I started performing on big stages with the sarong, I was like, okay, you know what? I surrender. Yeah.
All right.
That's why I wear the sarong.
So you recently released some songs that will be part of the debut album.
Yeah.
1 minute, which you played
Mm.
just now. It's a fantastic track. It traces your origins as a rapper, some of the stuff that you mentioned just now.
Yeah.
Again, you might have mentioned it just now, but why did you decide to become so brutally honest in your songs? There's a lot of it that touches on the stuff that you were going through, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
And not just what you were going through, but what your family was going through as
Yeah.
well.
I think it's hard for me to hold back. Over the years, as I've honed my craft a lot more, I realize more and more every day that I have been like given this ability, lah. And it's no accident. And I don't claim credit for it. It's a product. The only reason why I'm able to speak the way I do, perform the way I do, write the way I do, is a product of my experiences. So how dare I leave that out of my expression of it? So I think like I have a responsibility to tell these stories in my craft, and knowing that I represent a very niche, small community. If literally I'm not telling these stories, literally who is? Because there's only so few of us here in Singapore doing it. So I think it's a big responsibility that I bear. I know that it is scary to be vulnerable, but it's also empowering, especially when people come and tell you like the impact of the music or the words. Like I had an Instagram message 2 years ago, 2+ years ago, and he told me that one of my songs helped him through his suicidal ideations. And
Which song was that?
That was big. It was this freestyle that I put out on Instagram. Just a video, of just me rapping, and that was big. That was, yeah, as someone who struggled with that growing up, that felt like, okay, like I managed to do something for someone that I would have needed when I was younger. So yeah, let's keep it going, So yeah, that's why.
You also have another song from the album Wow, which is aimed at other rappers, not just in Singapore,
Yeah.
but in the region as well.
Yeah.
Tell us about that song. It's a very confident song.
Yeah. I just want to perform just now without the guitar. Sometimes as a rapper, you just want to on other rappers, It's just how it is. So this song was just that, and talking about the industry, like sometimes I feel like I grew up in the industry here with a lot of envy and jealousy, actually. Something that I've worked on along the way, but sometimes, and I realized that there's always this very highly petty part of me that will always exist, because when I look around at a lot of my peers in the industry or whatever, like I feel angry, like the world is unfair, because a lot of these people are from like upper middle class families who can quite literally afford to take a risk. You got two parents, you don't need to think about insurance when you're like 16 years old. You don't need to think about like your phone bills or whatever, like from a young age. You don't need to think about. So like sometimes I look around and I'm just like, bro, I hate all of you, man. Like all of you are doing this because you can. I'm doing this because I need to, and I always felt like this, like I am different from the rest, me against the world, kind of thing. But of course, over time, it's chill, whatever. That's my experiences that I'm blessed to go through, honestly. But that petty part of me always exists, and in my music, I want to showcase all sides of me, even the petty, childish, sides of me. So that song was an expression of that. Yeah.
And you've also got some romantic songs, I understand. Like
Yeah.
songs like But Hey, just you and an acoustic guitar. I think that's something new for you.
Yeah, it is new for me. Even Selamat Sayang, which you all sang just
Mm.
now. Ku harap kau selamat. Oh my god, gila. Yeah, you remember? No, but yeah, I love love, you know, and love is such a big part of the human experience, and yeah, I actually writing love songs to me is much easier than writing raps.
Oh.
Yeah, because it flows, you know. It's the universal human language. I'm not plucking from my own experiences. I'm plucking from our shared human experience.
Right.
So it's a lot easier to tap into that. And I've written more than like 300 love songs.
Oh, 300.
Bro, it's crazy. It's insane. Like there was a period in the last 2 years actually. This is my first full year doing music full time, by the way. So last year I was working in a hospital. I was changing diapers for old patients, showering them and all that while doing this. 2 years ago I was still washing dishes and all that. And so what I used to do was after I finished the shift, I would take the MRT home. I'll put on my earpiece, plug in my phone. There's this thing called BandLab now, so you can literally make music on your phone.
On the train, right?
Yeah, so like on the MRT, I was like downloading beats from YouTube, write music. By the time I come home, I got like 2 demos down, 2 songs down. Okay, next day, do it again. Because all I was looking forward to at that time was just making music at the end of my shift. So I got so many songs, so many love songs that never got to see the light of day. So in this album, I was like, okay, I gotta show them a little love song, man. All right.
And they're great, right? You'll agree, right? And
Thank you.
so we've heard like a few songs from the album just now. Tell
Yeah.
us what the rest of the album will be like.
The rest of the album will be big word, amalgamation of who I am. There's no one genre in this album, honestly. It's like 50% rap, 50% like other stuff. So I got like indie rock in it. I got folk. I got pop. I got dance hall. So there's all kinds of genres in it. The album title is Abangsapau. It's a self-titled album, and the intention was not for this first album, my debut album of 5 years, 6 years of doing this. I didn't want to like make a whole conceptual piece or whatever, you know. I just wanted to, you know what? My name is Abangsapau. I'm going to call the album Abangsapau, and the album is just going to be a buffet of everything Abangsapau is. You might like all of them. You might like some of them. Take what you like and go. That's fine. But please listen to it when it comes out on 10 October. But yeah.
So for many Singaporeans who are not familiar with the local hip hop scene, they would have probably seen you live for the first time at the National Day Parade this year, which was not the first time that you performed at the
Wasn't the
NDP,
first one.
right?
Yeah.
So some of you might have seen him. Do you remember during COVID where we had a special NDP, which was just broadcast live on TV and online, and you performed? Your mom was there as well,
My
right?
mom performed with me for that one.
So that was your first NDP 2020.
Can I just say that was the most amazing NDP because it was aircon the whole.
There was no audience, right? You guys were
No
just
audience.
performing.
There was an audience
Oh,
like
there was an audience?
Halimah Yacob and everything.
Right, VIPs.
No pressure, no pressure.
Right.
Yeah.
So one of your first big performances was in front of the president.
Yeah.
And this year, of course, you performed with one of the legends of the scene, Ramli Sarip. What was the experience of performing such a big national event like for you?
You know, when they told me that my piece during this year's NDP would be with Ramli Sarip, I kind of like didn't like process it. I was like, oh, okay. You know, I like didn't feel real. You know, I was like, surely like down the line they will tell me plans changed or something. You know what I mean?
You didn't believe it.
I didn't believe it. And then it came time to do the first like songwriting session, and then I walked in and this guy was just sitting there, bro, and I was like, whoa, there's Ramli Sarip, bro. I was freaking out. My mother was freaking out. My grandmother was freaking out, bro. So it was crazy. But yeah, it was insane. And being able to stand next to him, like walk together, it was such a intimate, intergenerational moment, cross-generational moment. Like me representing my genre and my generation, and him from his era and his time, and both of us are standing side by side, and you look up, it was just a sea of people. You know, it was very, very, very special, man. Yeah.
Do you get a lot of people recognizing you after that in the streets, in public?
Yeah. I do. When I remember when I took the Grab. By the way, the Grab home was insane. Okay,
After NDP?
After NDP, oh my god. But okay, but then when I got home, my next door neighbor, he's a
Yeah.
Thai guy. He's like, "Hey boy, I saw you on TV just now, huh?" I was like, hey, yeah, man. Yeah,
Now he knows who you
yeah,
are.
that's why, yeah.
What are the other memorable performances that you have had so far? You've performed in Malaysia. Which other countries have you performed in?
Malaysia and Singapore.
Just Malaysia and Singapore?
Yeah. Most memorable.
Yeah.
This was pretty memorable. It's up there for sure.
Nice.
The first National Day was really quite. It was really quite something. Like at that point, it was my first year doing music. So to kind of like trampoline from starting from zero to National Day in the span of a year was quite an insane transition. Especially a lot of my old music I deleted already. By the way, is terrible. Okay, so like the growth from that to being selected to go on NDP the next was firstly quite crazy, and then secondly, when I told them that I had this song with my. By the way, I didn't write the song that I performed that year for NDP.
This is the 2020 version.
Yeah, I already had the song written with my mom. We just made it, and I just when they reached out, I told Dr. Sydney, the music director, like, look, I have this song with my mom, and it's about loving each other and taking care of each other, especially during the COVID time and everything. My mom was on the chorus and everything, and he listened to it. He was like, "Yo, actually, this is the one," And I was like, "Wow, if you say so, man, let's go," And I performed with my mom, who like just a year ago was like scolding me for choosing to rap, wearing a sarong on stage, meeting the MP with sarong, Now I'm like standing next to her on national TV with the whole country watching because everyone was stuck at home.
Yeah.
So that was special, man. And after the whole thing, Halimah Yaakob post an IG post got my face inside. I was so happy. Yeah.
Nice.
No, but yeah, that was cool.
So your mom's alright with you being a rapper now?
Yeah, she's pretty chill, man.
Alright. How about the shows in Malaysia? What is it like to perform to
It was really, really, really nice,
a
man.
non-Singaporean crowd? Yeah.
I would say like Malaysia or more so KL is like the mecca of hip hop in Southeast Asia to me. That's where everybody is. To be honest, where the scene is kind of like the most alive. And Indonesians will go there, Singaporeans will go there, Malaysians from other states will go to Kuala Lumpur. So performing there is like a different kind of energy, man. It's a different animal altogether. Last year I had a big show over there, and it was like a rap scene kind of like show. The stage was like similar to this, crowd was like similar to this, but everyone was standing. It was like 300-400 people, and they were just insane, bro. When I like rapped with them, they were going crazy. Everyone was just going crazy, and there's a lot of love. There's a lot of like community spirit. When you go to like clubs or you go to Grabs or you go to restaurants, people are listening to local rappers. Like that's a norm. I go in here, when I enter Grab and they ask me what I do, I just tell the uncle I'm an accountant.
A sarong wearing
Because
accountant.
I've tried having the rapper conversation, and the first thing is, give me money, wanna. I don't want to have that conversation already. So I just tell them I'm an accountant. But over there, you enter Grabs, you go, bro, everyone's bumping local rappers, local music, and it's such a sayang feeling, like, damn, we are so close to Malaysia, but I don't know what it is. Are we just too diverse? Or is it because that everyone speaks their own languages, which is a beautiful thing, but like what is preventing us from being able to tap into like that love for us, Because Malaysians love the race represent, bro, But over here is like, maybe if I go open for Taylor Swift, people will clap for me, or like, okay, people will claim me. Oh yeah, this guy's Singaporean. Yeah, he's one of us, But on a day to day, it's a bigger question, but like it's also very inspiring to see that I can get that kind of love in Malaysia, and I think my mission now, and I hope that by the next generation they would have been able to achieve like a Singapore where we are proud of our own artists, and we're not cringing at them, and we're not laughing at a Singlish accent, bro. We got our own accent, bro. And people want to whitewash our accents because we sound Singaporeans. Like, no, like represent, bro. We gotta love us, bro. We gotta represent for us. And I pray that we'll get there one day. I believe we will get there.
What else would you say are the biggest challenges that you face as a full-time musician in Singapore? And more importantly, how do you overcome them?
I mean, a big one is definitely sustenance. COVID was crazy, but I mean, as of late, I've been how I overcome it. I just pray to God every day, and somehow, I managed to keep this going for a year full time. Outside of that, it is really trying to penetrate the regular Singaporeans' ears. I could have worded that way better, but it's the same thing that I was mentioning just now. The biggest struggle, not just for being a rapper, but for just being an artist, is how do we get our people to listen to us? Because clearly we love the arts. When we get certain festivals or whatever, bro, like there'll be hordes of people. Whatever art festival here, there are people. They will come, But then when it's like a locally initiated thing, it's harder. And then now we got all this like culture pass and all this, which is great, but the fact that the big boss government has to nudge us to like, hey, go support local, it's like, it's amazing but also concerning. Like, yo, okay, now how's But I think it also has to do with our lifestyle. Singaporeans, like, we're so busy and we're so stressed all the time, and we think about money, and we just look forward to the weekend or our next time that we can take leave so we can go on vacation. And on the weekends, what do we want to do? Do we want to go to a local gig for some rapper, or do we want to spend time with family? What you gonna choose? Like the rat race, the this, the that, the pace. So it's a lot, and every day I'm just thinking of how I can just slowly insert myself into everyday experiences, so that Singaporeans can just feel like, hey, yeah, this is one of us, and I like him, and yeah, when I'm going to work, I'll put on some Abangsapau, put on some Regina song. That's like the number one mission for me lah. Yeah.
All right. We're down to our last question. It's something that we ask all our guests. Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years' time?
Wow, really?
Yeah.
You're gonna hit me with that question?
Yeah.
Where do I see myself in 5 to 10 years? I hope I'm still making music. I hope I'm still living in Singapore. Can I be honest? I don't think I can answer that question, because I don't see past like 1 year, to be real. For the longest time, I think just growing up in survival mode for most of my life is always about what's happening the next day, what's happening the next week. So even to this day, all I can think about is what's happening next year. Is my mom still gonna be healthy? Because now she has a lot of health issues. And there's things like that. So it's just like, I think my vision for the future is, if I am good next week and my family is good next week and the work is good next week, then it's a good life. And then we think about the next week after that. And we still hope and we still dream, but we keep it pushing day by day, week by week, month by month, and eventually year by year. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Abangsapau, for your wonderful insights.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to your new album, Abangsapau.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
for being on
Eddino.
the show, man.
Make some noise for him, man.